For the Vex VR challenge, I chose to use the military rescue challenge. And so the point of this is to get all of the colored discs into the center of the respective color zones as fast as possible. And so each disc must be in the direct center of the zone, and they must be in the correctly colored zone. So if it's a green disc, it goes in the green zone, blue disc, blue zone, and so on and so forth. And then finally, the robot has to be as fast as possible. So you have to optimize the code in order to make it speedy. So for my ideas, I decided to have the robot go to each colored. I thought of having the robot go to each colored disc in order. So like I would go for the blue discs first, then the red discs, and then the green discs. Another idea I came up with was to have the robot go to the right side first, and then sort all of those, and then go to the left side and sort all of those, just to make it simpler, because I would only have to mirror the code. And then the last idea I had was sort of a combination of the two, where I had the robot use coordinates of the discs and go left, right, back and forth in order to optimize speed. And so I in the end chose to use the coordinate option because the robot could use variables, and then that would mean I would have to use less code. And also by using coordinates and alternating the sides, I could maximize the speed of disk transport, so that if it was going to the blue side, it would go to the left and get those first, and then if it was on the right side, it would get the right side. And so here's a video of my solution. So as you can see, I have the coordinates of the disks on the right side put out, and then I use variables so that I could switch it to a negative y variable, so that way I could get the disks on the left side as well. And so I had to edit some of the code a little bit to make sure it would pick up. So you can see when the robot actually goes past where the discs is, just to ensure that it's picked up the disc. And then he doesn't change which direction he's facing, just to make code simpler, and so that's why I had to have him go the extra distance. And so here, let me just skip to the end so you can see. It basically goes through all the coordinates, drags them back, and then it goes back to its starting position. Alright. So then I had to test the prototype, and so some changes that I made was I had to make the robot drive past the disc instead of stopping on the disc in order to ensure that it was picked up, since sometimes the robot would go over the disc but the magnet wouldn't pick it up correctly. And so while going past it made it more accurate, it would cause the robot to take more time to actually get to each disc. So I could have fixed that, but it would have meant that the robot wouldn't be correct on every run. And so I also compared the times of multiple pathing options to find the fastest path and make sure all the discs were picked up and put in the correct zones, since sometimes the code could glitch if I like switch tabs or something, and the magnet would not turn on or not read the color correctly. And so overall, if I wanted to improve my solution, I could make the robot go diagonally towards the discs, since the hop-out noose is shorter than the two legs when you take a path. However, that would increase the complexity of the code, and that means that glitches could occur. And so overall, I decided not to make it go diagonally. So that's my presentation for the Vex VR robot.